Hello and welcome back to Mondo Musings. I'm Akyra McLean. Now, seeing Jamaican teenagers making major strides on the Olympic stage is by no means a strange sight. In Rio, two-time world junior 400-meter hurdles champion Jaheel Hyde, aged 19 at the time, put in a solid shift on Olympic debut, battling his way to the semis with a fourth-place finish in his heat. 5 years on, a new wave of precocious young talent is poised to follow in Hyde's footsteps. Mondo Musings Top 10 of the Weekend turns a spotlight on these long shots and sure shots with this presentation of 10 Jamaican teens with best shots at Tokyo 2020 spots. At number 10, Tina Clayton. Only an elite pro, Brianna Williams, and a crack collegian, Akyra Nugent, sit ahead of Tina Clayton on this year's Jamaican Junior Performance list. The 16-year-old sensations 11:38 into a 2.1 meter per second headwind at Boys and Girls Championships clearly demonstrated that she's currently out of class on the Jamaican high school scene. And while it's unlikely that she'll line up alongside the likes of her idol Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in the quest for a Tokyo 2020 ticket, it certainly would be thrilling to see this prodigy give it the old college try. Top 6 and a prospective sprint relay berth may not be as far away as it initially appears. At number 9, Akeem Blake. 19-year-old Akeem Blake's stock appeared to be rising faster than a rogue hot air balloon following his impressive 10:35 100-meter personal best into a 1 meter per second headwind no less at the National Stadium on May 1st. Since then, though, the ex-Merlinati speedster's form has cooled noticeably. Is this by design, or did the first-year pro just hit the infamous rookie wall? Assuming it's the former, this Team Titan could very well find himself squarely in the top 6 mix if he's somehow able to break into the 10-1s. At number 8, Cavia Francis. Cavia Francis's twin PBs and the longer sprints were among the personal highlights during a solid first season at Baylor. The 19-year-old's lifetime best in the half lap, which stands at 23.08 seconds, tends to suggest that her PR in the latter, currently sitting at 52.65, could be in for a reset with slightly more adventurous pacing. If the former Manchester and Homewood athlete can find a second wind at the back end of a long campaign in Waco, the potential is there for her to run herself onto the long relay for Tokyo. At number 7, Brian Level. Despite being on the wrong end of an imaginary bullet at Champs, the former 400-meter specialist turned short sprinter thankfully has looked none the worse for wear in the aftermath. In fact, if anything, he's actually been better than ever, as evidenced by his impressive 20.60 PB into a slight headwind behind perennial top 200-meter man Rashid Dwyer at Destiny Series meet number 3. With national junior trials pushed back to mid-July, the stars may just be aligning for the gifted 17-year-old to shoot for the moon. Given a nice tailwind and a shot of National Senior Championships final adrenaline, both the 2024 qualifying standard and a top 3 spot could well be reachable. At number 6, Antonio Watson. Talk of the town teen, Antonio Watson has embarked on a rather curious course since making his intention to pursue a Tokyo 2020 ticket in the 400 meters public. Controversies aside, it's the versatile 19-year-old steady-eyed of non-400 meter races that's caught the eye, with 1s and 2s currently outpacing 4s by a comfortable margin of 11-2. Given his unique combination of speed and strength, the 200 meters where he ran 20.7 into a 1.7 meter headwind after multiple rounds of racing at Champs might actually be the best bet to realize his Olympic objective. At number 5, Javier Brown. 19-year-old Javier Brown finished like a house on fire in both legs of his eye-catching Class 1 400 meter hurdles double at Champs. In the 400, he threw in an urgent third 100 to establish a cushion off the curve before powering home in 45.75 seconds. Over the barriers, his ox-like strength papered over all the apparent deficiencies in his technique as he rushed past his rivals over the final few barriers to win in 49.86 seconds. If he can clean things up just a bit, dropping a second to get into qualifying standard range in the 4 hurdles isn't impossible. Neither is digging into his redoubtable reserves of determination to potentially make top 6 in the flat 4, as invisible beers and pianos leap on his rivals' backs. At number 4, Kevona Davis. University of Texas freshman Kevona Davis is often overlooked in the sea of female sprint talent with which the island is presently blessed. While her serially shaky start continues to be a problem, it's much less of a liability in the half lap, where she recently set a season's best of 22.78 in a fast race at the NCAA Championships. Having established her current 22.72 PB, which still has her ranked among the top 10 under 18 performers of all time at the tender age of just 16, the former Edwin Allen starlet, who won't exit her teens until December of this year, clearly possesses the goods to achieve the Olympic qualifying standard of 2080 and possibly place in the top 3 at the National Senior Champs. At number 3, Akyra Nugent. NCAA Indoor 60-meter hurdles champion, World Under 20 60-meter hurdles record holder, NCAA Outdoor 100-meter hurdles bronze medalist, holder of the 4th fastest junior 100-meter hurdles performance of all time. These are just a few of the accolades and accomplishments that Baylor's Akyra Nugent has racked up in her sensational true freshman season on the U.S. collegiate circuit. The prolific former Excelsior High student, who only turned 19 at the end of April, has repeatedly proven that she possesses both the talent and temperament to take on and take down some of the very best female sprint hurdlers in the world. The only question, just how much gas does she have left in the tank after lining up in 30-odd races both indoors and out on the season so far? At number 2, Seandennis. Seandennis' rocket-fueled first 40 put his highly anticipated Class 1 100-meter final clash at Champs with the aforementioned Antonio Watson to bed before the Petersfield man had even woken up to the danger. About a week later, the high schooler returned to the site of that famous victory, Kingston's National Stadium, to bushwhack another Bills field in a new personal best time of 10.15 seconds. If he turns up and starts like we all know that he can, he still has the strength, which was easily evident in his 20.89 200-meter PB at just 14 years old, to cause a major stir in the 100 meters at Nationals. And at number 1, Brianna Williams. Brianna Williams' shock victory over American favorite Twanisha Terry at the World Under-20 Championships in Tampere 3 years ago solidified her status as the consummate championship performer. In the years since, she's enhanced that reputation with notable victories at the 2019 Carifta Games and an original third-place result in the 100-meter final at that year's Jamaican National Championships. Having ticked off 2 Jamaican junior record runs over a 6-day span bridging May and June, the now 19-year-old has soundly signaled that she's ready to stake her claim to a Tokyo Olympic spot. And based on her history, it would take an extremely brave or foolish man or woman to bet against her doing it again in the 100-meter final at Nationals. And so ends another episode of Top 10 of the Weekend. Your feedback on this list would be really welcome. So have a muse and then drop your thoughts in the comment section. And please remember to keep liking and sharing. Thanks as always for watching. Until next time, Godspeed.